Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode of Ant on Music. I am Ant, your host, and we're going through the holiday season. Now we're into December now, and you're getting tons of releases coming out. Of course, we're still in what I call box set season, so there's always some sort of box set to take a look at and pick up, and sometimes too many for one episode. So, you do what you can. Before we get into this week's episode, just want to talk about a few things. My usual groveling, which is if you're new here or a returning viewer and you haven't subscribed, please do so. Regardless, thumbs up, give us a like. It helps with the algorithm. And also, drop a comment. Those are helpful too. And I love the discourse. I love speaking about stuff and seeing what you guys are getting into as far as music goes and anything that I should give a listen to if I haven't mentioned it. So it's always fun. It's always good to have that interaction with other music-minded people out there. The other thing I wanted to discuss before we go any further, it's the holiday season. I know for everybody out there, not, nobody in particular, but for some people, the holidays are not a joyous occasion for people, and it can be quite heavy, quite depressing. Don't spend time alone if you don't have to. Reach out to a friend. If you don't have a friend to reach out to, or no one you feel like close to, or you feel like you're bothering somebody, don't hesitate. Reach out to me in the comments, and I'll hit you up. Don't want anybody feeling like crap, especially around the holidays, but I do know how hard it is. People lose loved ones, people lose friends, their relationships turn to crap, so it's not an easy time of the year for a lot of people. So just know that you are cared for and you are enough. This week, all right, we're going to bring up the spirits a little bit. Lots of live stuff this week. Lots of live stuff. I completed going down the rabbit hole on a certain band. So we'll show you that release and also a couple live ones. Very proggy this week. Got a very proggy show. First thing I'm going to show you, though, is non-prog. Of course. Why would I start with prog when I have so much prog to show you? One of my favorite artists is Nick Cave. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds have been out on tour across the world, and they just released a live album just today called Live God. All right, and the hype sticker is actually attached to the sleeve, so I'm not going to clip it out to put it in a new sleeve, but that's the hype sticker. And let me tell you something. Wow. This album is absolutely stunning. One of the best live albums I've heard in a very, very long time. It is like an old-fashioned tent revival in some way. It's like a religious experience. Got gospel singers on it. Like I said, it's called Live God. The one disappointing thing for me is they should have made this like embossed, raised it up. Would have been very cool. It is a 2-album set. I'm going to show you the gate and the back. So we've got the gatefold here with all the miscreants involved in this endeavor. You got the back with the track listing, and it is phenomenal. The records themselves, you got your liner notes there. Nothing spectacular to see. And this is just plain old red on red. And the vinyl is basic black, so no reason to show you that. For those people that like to look at labels, we'll just pull one out. Typical of Bad Seeds. Very minimalistic, not a lot going on there. But the music speaks for itself. And you've got, a whole host of tracks from across the Bad Seeds repertoire. And it kicks off with Frogs. Then you get into the title track, Wild God, Old Children, which is one of my favorite, absolute favorite songs. Not from Nick Cave, favorite songs, period. And anybody that's into movies will remember that from being from the Harry Potter franchise. From Her to Eternity. Then you get Cinnamon Horses, which is wonderful. Tupelo, which is always a crowd pleaser. Conversion. Then Bright Horses, Joy, I Need You, Carnage, the title track of that album. Red Right Hand, and if you're familiar with Nick Cave, you know that he has the Red Hand files, and That's where you get the title for that, or vice versa, I should say. Papa won't leave you, Henry. Into my arms, and as the waters cover the sea, closes it out, and it is a beautiful, beautiful album. It is absolutely stunning. I cannot say enough good things about this live album. Just out today, so you may want to check this out if you get a chance. Excellent. Highly, highly recommend. So as I said, I finished going down the rabbit hole. Howling Giant. Finally got this one in the mail. I had ordered it a while back. And this is on DJ Nightmare. That's right. Beautiful. Clear vinyl. And on one side we get the dragon's head, side A. And on the other side you get the dragon's tail, side B. And for a trio at this point, these guys are just stunning. Great new prog out of Tennessee. If you've never listened to them and this is the first time tuning in, check them out. New album is fantastic. Where is it? Up here, over there in the corner. Crucible and Ruin. Awesome. This one's called Glass Future, and it kicks off with Hourglass, Siren Song, Aluminum Crown, Hawk and a Hurricane, First Blood of Melkor, title track Glass Future, then Temptress and the Liar's Gateway, Sunken City, Juggernaut, and There's Time Now. And as you saw, nothing to see there, but we do have this little insert which shows lyrics and liner notes and a photo of the band as they were. They are now a 4-piece, all right? And I really dig them. For one of the newer bands in Prague, I really think they're awesome. I think they're destined to do great things. Next up, got one of those little things, those little silvery things. I am a member of the Marillion fan club. All right, card-carrying member of the Marillion fan club. And the cool thing about being part of the Marillion fan club is they release a magazine called The Web. All right, and this is the Web UK magazine. It gives you an update on everything that the band is up to at that point in time. You get interviews. You get advertisements for like their upcoming show at Pompeii next year. I wish I was going. My daughter's been on my ass to go to Italy. Show's already sold out, but you never know. And in addition to that, at Christmas time, you get either a DVD or CD, and this year it is a CD, all right? And this is the Web Christmas 2025 CD. It's live on the tour before it's Christmas at the Roundhouse in London, and it was recorded November 2026. It says November 2026, but it should be 2023. Recorded and mixed by Michael Hunter. You get The Invisible Man, which is my favorite track from Marbles, the classic Easter, title track of Sounds That Can't Be Made, which I absolutely love, Beyond You, Map of the World, Reprogram the Gene, and Quartz. And you can only get this by being a fan club member of the Web. And so I'm happy that I received my copy before Christmas. In addition to that, I did get some other stuff. Usually what I end up doing with Marillion, unless it's a new album or a box set, a lot of times what I end up doing is I just end up piling everything up towards the end of the year or once or twice a year buying a ton of stuff. And that's what I did. And this was released, I believe, the end of last year. I never got around to getting it. And this is the vinyl version of DVD that they put out years ago, and this is called A Piss Up in the Brewery, November 16th and 17th at Burton upon Trent, and it's at the Museum Brewing Company. All right, and it's got a great track listing. As far as the albums go, Basic Black, I'll show you, basically the labels there, but what a great track listing. And you have on here Go, After Me, Alone Again in the Lap of Luxury, Cinderella Search. So they do some old Fish tunes, which is great. The Space, A Collection, which is a great kind of stalkerish serial killer song, to a very pleasant melody. Sympathy, Number One, Dry Land, Gazpacho, which is, among other things, about O.J. Simpson. How Will You Go? And Cannibal Surf Babe for just a bit of fun. So you get all that, which is very neat. Basic black vinyl. One thing I neglected to show you last week was with the Warren Zevon album, the epilogue. Side 4 is actually an etching. It's an etching of the cover. So if you go back and look at the cover, you can, in last week's episode, if you haven't watched it, what the hell are you doing? Go back and watch it. Side 4 is an etching of of Warren's profile there. So this is Marillion's A Piss Up in the Brewery. Had it on DVD. Now I have it on vinyl. So that's very cool. And there's some other Marillion stuff that I'm going to do on another day that all came in this one humongous package. But for time's sake, we'll keep it at that for the week. Two's enough. Also, all right, this one came out last week. And I've been following this band for probably, I want to say, 20 odd years. And they've gone through a lot of lineup changes. You know, they've had members come and go. They've had members return. And this is another one where the hype sticker is on the sleeve that it came with, talking about Spock's beard. Okay. And they put out a new double album, which is really fantastic. And at this point, Spock's beard is Ted Leonard, Alan Morse, Ryo Akamoto, Dave Miros on bass, and Nick Potters on drums and vocals. And it is a short album from a track listing standpoint, but it's 2 albums long. And this is their first album for Madfish. Get the track listing there. It starts off with Invisible and then goes to Electric Monk. Then you've got Aforethoughts, St. Jerome in the Wilderness, The Arche Optimist, which is the title track, and that's part 1 and part 2, spread over 2 sides, and then Next Step closes it out. I'm going to show you the album itself. Get the lyrics and liner notes within the gatefold, which is very nice. Okay, and some reason these guys always reminded me in a lot of ways of Kansas. I don't know whether it's because Neil took off and basically, you know, created more religious-based music, or it's just the sound, especially from a keyboard standpoint. At certain points, they remind me so much of Kansas. If you've never listened to Spock's Beard, I think this is a fine album to start with. My favorite was always V or 5. I love that one. And Day for Night. 2 fantastic albums. This one's right up there. And Snow's another good one. But The Arche Optimist, right there. Spock's Beard's latest, just out a week or so ago. All right. Finally, for what we came for, we've got box sets in 2 different versions. All right. Why? Well, because with one you get the Blu-ray and the other one you don't. The other one's just vinyl. So you get the limited edition 3 CD deluxe and 3 Blu-ray art book talking about Dream Theater on their 40th anniversary tour. As I've said before, I was lucky enough to see them on this tour back in March. For some reason, it seems like last year, but it was only March. For some reason, the year has gone by so fast, I feel like this was over a year ago. And it's the first time I've seen Dream Theater probably since Dramatic Turn of Events tour. After that, I didn't see them for a number of years. But I went this year, and it was great. And the one thing I will say about this, so you got your 3 discs there, CD, and then you get your 3 Blu-rays right there, which is basically you get the same set list on both, but on Blu-ray 3 you get some bonus content of the official video for the orchestral overture, 40th anniversary, 24-25 recap, and behind the scenes at the O2 in London. And it's a really nice hardcover book. And this, of course, is from Century Media, I believe. You think I would know, right? And, you know, you get to see some of the visuals from the show, and they were really amazing, like top notch, beyond belief. Really excellent presentation. And the name of this one is Quarantieme, live à Paris. So live in Paris. All right, Dream Theater celebrating their 40th. And I will also say that a lot of times, as vocalists get older, they lose a step. On this night, James was really outstanding. And there's been times when I've seen him where I haven't been exactly thrilled. I don't know if they sweetened him in the mix, but excellent job all the way around. The band was top-notch, really on fire. You know, Portnoy, of course, brings his own element of being Mike Portnoy to the band. And, you know, there's nothing negative to say about it. It's an excellent set. We're going to talk about it in a minute while I show you the hype sticker and the Fruit Punch colored vinyl that comes along with the LPs. All right. So with the LPs, I'll show you the box, obviously. Very, very 40th anniversary flavored. You see all the characters from the various stops along the way of their 40-year career represented on the sleeve, front and back. As well as we get a little bit of a Paris theme. You get a fleur-de-lis right there added to the Dream Theater logo. And we have the gargoyles getting smashed by the balls from Octavarium. Okay? And inside we see the unicyclists from A Dramatic Turn of Events going by the Eiffel Tower. And that's in one album. In the other, we see the French flag with the Paris downtown in the background. Back, you get the track listing, same as this. And the gatefold here, we get the Arc de Triomphe. And please do not beat me up for my New York Bronx accent. I know it's awful. And let's take a look at what's going on in here. Basic black as far as the sheets are, the covers, but jackets, I should say, sleeves, whatever. Shot as usual. But this lovely fruit punch color on all 4 albums with the fleur-de-lis. It's pretty cool. And what are we hearing on this? Well, finally, let's talk about the track listing. Oh, wait, let's hold up. We also get this in here, too. So you get a miniaturized version of the book. Some very cool artwork and pictures of the band. You get all the info you need to know about the production. Info on the 40th anniversary tour. Mr. Labrie live. You know something? I was thinking about this the other day when I was listening to this. How underrated is Johnny Young? I mean, really. I get it. There's like the Mount Rushmore for bass players. And I'm not saying he belongs on there. But damn, is he good. I mean, think about it. He's keeping rhythm with Mike Portnoy, arguably one of the best drummers of the past, 30 years. And he also can go toe-to-toe with John Petrucci. I mean, ridiculous. And he's just so mellow. He's just so laid back. And he creates these amazing bass lines. It's like, he deserves more credit than what he gets. And as far as the track listing goes, what do we got here? All right, as far as the track listing goes, we start off, again, up to side H. So you get 8 sides of vinyl to listen to. Starts off with Metropolis Overture of 1928, Strange Deja Vu, The Mira Panic Attack, which is awesome on this. Barstool Warriors also really good. Hollow Year is one of my favorite tunes. Constant Motion, As I Am, which is, oh God, why can't I think of it? Black and white album cover. I can't think of the title of the album. What do we get on side E? We get the orchestral overture. We get Night Terror from the new album, Under a Glass Moon, which is a classic track. This is the Life, Vacant, Stream of Consciousness. Then side G is all of Octavarium. Home, The Spirit Carries On, and of course closing it out with the classic Pull Me Under. And it's produced by John Petrucci. It is fantastic. Sounds great. Performances are great. Nice packaging. Can't beat it. That is everything that I've got to show you for this week. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you checking out the channel. Give a like. Drop a comment. Like I said, if you're looking for someone to talk to at the holiday season, I've got an ear that's always willing to listen. So that is everything I have for you this week. Until next time, peace, one love, music, and I'm out.